Check it out. So what you are seeing right now is next-gen in-game assets of Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Xbox Series X. Of course, I think this would be pretty representative of what you would see on PS5 as well. But we've got some news about Assassin's Creed Valhalla today, as well as some brand new in-game shots, as you can see here. And we're going to be talking about also the fact that this game is actually not going to be as big or as long as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that's actually going to be good news because a lot of fans of the previous game of Assassin's Creed Odyssey felt, of course, that that game was way too bloated. So let's get into this right now. Hey everyone, Open World Games here. Hope you all are doing good today. Let's do this right now. So yes, this looks absolutely beautiful, and it is a shame we did not get like actual gameplay demonstration from Xbox today. A lot of people were hoping that Inside Xbox would show off an actual gameplay demo of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That didn't happen. But hey, we got in-game assets here. This is all in-game what you are seeing right now, and it looks beautiful. Oh my, I cannot wait to hop into this game. I mean, it looks really, really stunning. So yes, I did want to highlight some of these shots here in a little bit more detail for you all right here. So, first of all, as you can see, the game looks absolutely huge. Of course, it's not going to be as big as Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I already told you guys that. But that is going to be, in my opinion, good news, and it still looks absolutely massive. And then you have some more additional shots here. Again, this is going to be all in-game, so this is not like any trickery going on right here. This is next-gen stuff that you are seeing for an open-world Assassin's Creed game. Some sort of area, relic area right here next to a very large tree. Looks pretty cool. And then we have Stonehenge as well. There's going to be some sites like that, very historical sites. You guys know that Assassin's Creed loves history, and they love to play around with history lately as well. Now, also, check this out. This looks like the enemy is preparing for the Vikings to raid their fort. So, raids are going to be a big deal in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, of course, because you're going to need resources for your settlement. And it looks like this could potentially be some sort of boss related to the raid. That's just my feeling from the trailer that was released. That's just my guess. And also, you can see our main protagonist here. He's just hopped off the Viking ship and is using his horn. Now, I think this is going to actually have some gameplay elements to as well, where you're like boosting your army or really giving a morale boost. So that's what I'm thinking that's going to be as well. Now, this was really cool. We got to see him run up to an enemy soldier and just whack him in the face with his knee. Now, this is in-game assets. This is not some sort of cinematic trailer. They are actually doing this in-game from a cinematic perspective, if you understand what I mean there. So this is something that you can actually do in the game, it looks like. And here's a look at one of the castles that you will be able to raid in the game. So raids are going to be a huge part of the game again. And that's what the trailer kind of really focused on. It looks like it's going to be quite the daunting task indeed. And I cannot wait to participate in these raids. Now, the trailer also highlighted the fact that you can dual wield, of course, we know that, but you can also throw your axes as well. So throwing axes are going to be in the game. And we can see our main protagonist here up close and personal. You can see the detail. This is going to be in-game assets once again. So you can see how impressive Assassin's Creed Valhalla is looking, and it's looking really, really good. Now remember, you could play as either a female or male protagonist in this game, so just remember that as well. Now, let's get into more details about what's happening with Assassin's Creed Valhalla in terms of this not being the longest game in the franchise. In fact, it's going to be shorter than Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and they go on to say Assassin's Creed Valhalla won't be the longest or biggest game in the series. This comes from VG247. The article says, in response to an article about the size of Valhalla, which features a map that encompasses some of Norway and the four kingdoms of England, Ubisoft's head of communications for the Middle East, Malik Tafaha, hopefully I got that right, says the developer has addressed criticisms of the last game's bloat. The game was bloated. So they go on to say this: FYI, it won't be the longest or biggest game in the series. They addressed criticism on this one, he said, referring to the size of the game. And I'm curious to see what you all have to say about that. Now, if you go to Reddit, there were some interesting reactions, and here's one of them. This is one of the most upvoted comments. It says this: "This is definitely good news. The best map I've ever played in was Red Dead Redemption 2. It came into it having just played Origins and Odyssey, and was surprised and a bit disappointed at how small it was. Then I realized how full it was of genuinely meaningful, interesting, and unique interactions. Origins and Odyssey needed follow road and fast travel. Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't, because riding from place to place was never boring. I hope Valhalla takes notes." Now, let me know what you all make of that one. And one game that comes to mind for me that I played in 2019 was Metro Exodus, and I personally loved that game. Also noteworthy for me was its size. Like, it wasn't the biggest open world. It was more like hub spaces and hub worlds, and it's something I absolutely loved was the structure of the game, because it allowed it to keep going forward. And that was a big problem with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is that it was so bloated. Even the story missions were separated by you required to actually go in and do side missions. So that was a problem in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It doesn't seem like it's going to be returning here in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So it's good news to see that Ubisoft is taking that feedback seriously, and I'm actually really hyped for it. So that is freaking awesome to learn. Now let's keep going. Now there's some more news here about the actual story, how that's going to be laid out. Apparently, the story structure itself is going to be very different from an Assassin's Creed game. So this is what the headline of the article says. It says, "Assassin's Creed Valhalla writer hasn't seen its story structure in any game before." And I have to say, I am very curious as to what this means exactly. Could we be seeing a story that's going to be, you know, revolving around flashbacks or something like that? Because, you know, Assassin's Creed, they've always played around with the structure of their story from Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. You know how you had present day and it would go back in time and so on and so forth. And apparently there will be a present day in Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. But they go on to say this, but I would even dare say it's quite unique for any game. I don't think people have experienced a story in quite this way. How we present it to you, how you consume it, it's very unique. It relied on being willing to experiment with a different way of presenting information to players and leading you through the world. Now, one thing that Assassin's Creed in recent years has introduced is that exploration mode, where they really don't want to hold your hand at all. And this could be potentially something that they're referring to in this game. And again, I refer to Metro Exodus, you know, recently for me was one of the games that I just absolutely loved in more recent memory for its open world structure, and they didn't hold your hand barely at all, and that's something I really like. And it looks like perhaps that's something they could do even more with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but there's always options. That's one thing that I really do like about the Assassin's Creed franchise. If you do want them to guide you a little bit more, they always have that option in the menu saying, yeah, I want more guidance. So that's really cool. But let me know what you think of the actual graphics, the recent trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I know it wasn't full-blown gameplay. We should be getting full-blown gameplay down the road here, so look out for news related to that. But let me tell you what, I am super excited for this. The detail in these shots here is extremely impressive. And again, I know it's Xbox Series X gameplay, but you got to remember that I think that they're going to try the parity stuff and try to make it fair, and I think this is representative of what to expect on PlayStation 5 as well, because I know you PlayStation fans are like, where's my PlayStation screenshots, man? Where's my PlayStation trailer and gameplay? So yeah, I think it's pretty much going to be similar, but I'm totally hyped for the next gen, you know. And of course, this game is going to be releasing on current gen, it's going to be releasing on next gen, and you'll be seeing that trend for a few years with a lot of these third-party titles from like Ubisoft, EA, and so on and so forth. That's going to be happening until like 2 years, 3 years after the release of these consoles, you'll be seeing more serious titles releasing. But, you know, PS5, they're going to be out of the gates releasing some super exclusive games, it seems, to PS5 only. So that's something I'm also super hyped for. And then, of course, you got Halo Infinite on the side of Xbox Series X. And where's my Fable, man? I want to see more Fable. So I'm mentioning all this stuff because, yes, stay tuned, because I hope to cover a lot more stuff here on the channel in the very near future. You better believe it. So get hyped. Let me know what you think, again, of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Always a huge fan of Vikings, even Vikings, the TV series. So I am ready to go. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And I will see you all next time. Take care.